1999 is when I first saw Mike Stewart on the stage at Missouri Boys State. And I looked up to him and I saw him speaking on stage and I said, this guy knows what he's doing. And tonight, I would say the same thing. He knows what he's doing. And I look to him not only as a friend, but a hero. I really do. I just think of him as one of the most genuine, down-to-earth men that I've ever met, and I want to follow in these examples. So thank you, Mike. Thank you very much for your leadership. So, tell you what I remember about Flener starting with a hole in the fence. There was a hole in the fence over on East Breckenridge Road. My good friend Adam Lewis and I would come up to the wall, and there was a fence right here at the property line of Flener. If you know where it is today, it's the batting cages that are down there right behind the baseball field. So we would come up to the wall and we would jump up the hole, through the hole in the fence. And we would come around, we would walk around the track just to kill time during the summer. Or we would come up to Friday night football games and watch Flener play football, or sneak over to Chuckenberger to grab an Oreo milkshake, maybe some fried mushrooms, something like that. May not have been the approved way to get here on the property here at Flener, but we were here, and it felt big. There was just something about it. When you were a kid, you were here on the Flener property, the Flener High School property, that it felt big. And that's how I feel again tonight, coming back home. I didn't sneak through a hole in the fence to get here tonight. I drove onto this wonderful parking lot. It came into this amazing auditorium tonight. So much has changed. But there is so much familiarity with this community, driving down the Rock Road and coming home and seeing what I see tonight. It's amazing. Getting to talk to so many wonderful people. There's something very special about this place. And I stand here as a graduate who shares Flener's story. I share Flener's story wherever I go, wherever I can. I share in this wonderful community narrative that makes up this beautiful school and school district. So many kids and so many teachers and so many community members make up Flener, and I'm just one of them. And I'm really grateful to receive this honor tonight. My lovely wife Carrie is here. We met at Mizzou after my time at Flener. Love her. And we have three beautiful kids, Grace, Alyssa, and Chase, who are with their grandparents tonight. My grandmother, Ruth Flener, is here tonight. She lives in Kansas City now, around my sister and me and my family, and my wonderful parents, Ed and Charlotte, are here tonight as well. And their decision to move to Flener and this district more than 30 years ago changed my life forever. They could have moved to Clayton. They could have moved to be in Ladue. They could have moved to have me go to Country Day or CBC. But my diploma reads Flener. Nothing wrong with those other schools whatsoever. So many great people have come from those schools. Nothing wrong at all. But I'm extremely proud that my diploma reads Flener. Like I said, I share that with everyone that I meet, especially those St. Louisans who I meet across the country, and I've met during my travels across the country, and they say, hey, what high school did you go to? If you're from St. Louis, you know that question, right? I say, Flener. And they say, yeah, I love Flener. Flener is one of those great schools. And I say, yeah, it is. It's a great school. And I'm proud to share that every single day. You know, the school finds its success and its appeal in the people. This school finds its success in the people who live in Woodson Terrace, who live in Breckenridge Hills, who live in St. John, or Overland. So many other small communities in this district. It finds its success in the students who go to Hake, who go to Booter, who go to Marvin, who go to Wyland, Flener Middle, or this beautiful high school. The wonderful people here in this district are also the students who are here right now, who go to Flener High School, but they're also those kids who are not here yet. Those kids who are in elementary school, maybe those kids who are in pre-K, or those kids who have just been born and maybe moved into this district. And if there's a point of encouragement that I want to share tonight with those young kids, it's this. We succeed or we fail based on our relationships and the moments that are made in those relationships. I failed many times here. We've heard about KRHS, the radio station here at Rittner, and with my current job as a broadcaster, this is one of those places I really got my start. And I remember vividly one day walking into the radio station, and I heard this track. It was skipping. It was just skipping over and over. This music was just not playing. It was stuck on the air. And I walked out and said, what's going on? Who's supposed to be here at the board controlling this song and moving this song in the right direction and trying to move on with the programming? And I asked my teacher, Alan Mitchell. He said, well, Matt, that person at the board was supposed to be you. You're 30 minutes late for your shift. I said, I just immediately got this white look on my face. And Mr. Mitchell had just come back from lunch, and he'd probably been there about 10 minutes, and he didn't change that track. He could have walked in there, easily moved on to the next track, right? But what he did is he let that track play and let me hear it when I walked into the studio, and he taught me a lesson. He taught me a lesson in trust of the public airwaves. And when you don't show up on time, when you leave that trust to whoever else because you don't check the schedule, you've let people down. I failed that day. But I tell you what, I never did that again. In my current job, I never, ever want to let people down with the trust that people have given me. Those failures, though, have driven me to want success. Those failures have really driven me into learning how to try and succeed better. I really wanted to try harder on the football field. We won 3 games in my 4-year career here at Rittner. 3 games. I know the football team's doing a lot better than we did back then. It was tough. That ride though back from Melville High School on the bus, that was one of the sweetest times that I'd ever had. That was one of those 3 wins, and I got to celebrate with my teammates, and we just had a great time. It was awesome. But I came back the next day to practice. We lost probably the next 10 games we played after Melville. But I tell you what, I was around my teammates, and I wanted to help them succeed as well. And boy, did they help me through some of the toughest failures in losing week after week. You know, I really value also what the teachers here at Rittner gave me. At Marvin, Mrs. Thomas's book reports, Mrs. Harper's smile, Mrs. Reed's games of Heads Up, 7 Up, Mr. Young's homework hotline, Mrs. Donaldson's clean line through a mistake. If you make a mistake, don't scratch it out. Just put a clean line through it so you can see what you did wrong. Clean line, move on. At Rittner Middle, Mrs. Morris's drama class, Mrs. Engel's vocabulary lessons, Mrs. Swain's laser discs and logic puzzles, Mrs. Wirtz's pottery, Mr. Crowder, and the way he made me proud to be an American. And here at Rittner High, Miss Tenney's love for the class of 2000, Mr. Witt's spray bottle to keep me awake during class, Mrs. Roseanne's red ink, clean lines by the way, through my mistakes in English class, Mr. Hurst and his passion for the stage and song, Coach Shelton's passion for my development as a football player, also a man, and Mr. Cordy's leadership of this great school. May he rest in peace. So many people here at Rittner have had a huge impact. Cindy Gibson for her work in the community, inspiring advocacy here in Rittner. My wonderful friends, Adam, Lisa, Vanessa, Dana, Angela, Vince, to name a few. Their parents, like Ruth and Mike Greco, who are here tonight. And my family as well. The best memories from Rittner are big, they're monumental, they're life-changing moments, like I mentioned. And tonight I add this one to the list. But tonight there's no bragging about this award. There's no boasting in having my picture on the wall out here. In fact, I boast in one thing, and it's the book I trust most. It's the Bible. It's the cross of Jesus Christ, as it says in Galatians. And if you know me, you know my faith in Jesus. That is the most important thing that drives me.
Amen.
My faith was tested, it was cultivated here at Rittner, and tonight I stand on the stage to proclaim that. Hard to do in a public school setting, I understand. But I don't do it in a flippant way you do it after scoring a touchdown. It's knowing the life-saving, life-changing truth that I find in the Bible. And I want to proclaim that here tonight. There's no curriculum that can teach that here, but there is an amazing setting of this community where faith can be tested, where faith can be cultivated, like I said, in parties and in the halls and in the friendships that you make. I've been able to do that at Rittner, and I've been able to do that since Rittner, and I thank Rittner for that. Honestly, I do. And lastly, tonight I recognize that with this honor I have a duty. It's a duty to continue Rittner's mission of thinking critically, of solving problems, and thinking globally. Rittner's impact is indeed global. I feel that, having traveled and seeing some of the stories that I've been able to cover as a journalist, and even if I do live away, Rittner's impact on me has allowed me to take those lessons I've learned here and spread them out, but also recognize that this is home. There's always a home. There's always a home here at Rittner, not just for me, but for so many people who've graduated from here. And we have to tell as many people as we can about our mission. To do that, to instill that value of thinking critically and acting globally, taking what we learn here and sending it out into the world. So I tell you what, the next time you see a little kid down there off East Breckenridge Road or over on Patrick or McKibben or on the Rock Road, looking through a fence, invite them in. Have them walk around the track. Bring them to a Friday night football game and teach them what Rittner's all about. Have them learn, or her, learn about this amazing school, this amazing community, and the amazing things that can happen because of Rittner, and because of each of you that are here in this room tonight. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the honor.